Okay, I know what you guys must be thinking. Wait, you actually got a haircut? Yes, I did. I did get a haircut. But I thought you said that your AEW World's End reaction was going to be your last video. Well, this completely slipped my mind, so I'm doing it right now before the year ends. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daniel Strunk from QuickTime Reaction, and yeah, this completely slipped my mind. I was watching these episodes, and I completely forgot that, oh yeah, this ends right before the new year ends. So I wanted to give my thoughts on what if, not only season 3, but the whole series as a series retrospective, if you will. I remember when the first trailer for What If came out. I think it was before Loki season 1 had come out, and Loki season 1 absolutely blowing everybody's minds into thinking, oh yeah, so What If is going to be like showing all these possible realities, and we're going to see these characters in live action, which I still think that will happen at some point. I still think that will happen. But the basic premise of What If, much like in its comic run, is to show what might happen if some detail in the Marvel Universe had changed. So, for instance, in season 1, some of the highlight episodes were what if Captain Carter had gotten the super soldier serum? What if Thor was an only child? What if the Avengers hadn't assembled? Or what if they start, slowly dying off one by one? And the big one at the end of season 1 was what if Ultron had won, and which led into the season 1 finale. What if the Watcher intervened? I really enjoyed season 1 of What If, and I think people were, enjoying the, episode by episode bits. The Strange episode in season 1. What if Stephen Strange had lost his heart instead of his hands? That is, like, I think, absolutely awesome. All-time best Marvel stuff. And once they started to introduce a through-line narrative in season 1, I think that set up people's expectations to be like, oh, so we're gonna carry this through the whole show, when I'm like, that's not necessarily the point of the show. Like, it's interesting to have a through line, but I saw What If similar to what Rick and Morty does, and that is like standalone episodes, but you can draw a narrative through line through them. It's just, that's not the intent of the episodes, at least in my eyes anyway. So then we get on to season 2, which came out last year, I want to say, around the same time. Highlighted episodes were the Die Hard centric episode, in which Happy Hogan became the Purple Hulk. What if was it 1912? It was somewhere in the early 20th century, where they were like old, like not old, but like set in old time like London. What if Kahori reshaped the world, which I believe is like one of the best character introductions, completely wholly original to Marvel. I think that character introduction was so cool. And then, of course, the season 2 finale, what if Strange Supreme reshaped the world? I don't think that's quite the title name, but that is basically the concept of the episode, in which Strange Supreme is, gathered up all of these people across the multiverse to try and reshape his world. We get a lot of standalone episodes with a continuation of that through line, starting with the Kahori episode in which Strange Supreme comes in at the end, and that kind of gets followed up in another episode, What If Captain Carter Fought the Hydra Stomper. That's kind of continued on into What If 1902. Again, I can't remember the exact year that it's labeled in. And that, of course, leads into the finale. Season 2, I actually really enjoyed. I know some people were, didn't necessarily really like that, or at least in my memory anyway. There are some people that were, wanted to follow the through line that had been set up, but I actually enjoyed like the standalone episodes, like the Die Hard episode with Darcy and Happy trying to stop Hammer from taking over the Avengers Tower. I really liked that episode. And season 2, I think definitely was somewhat of a step down, but I still love it equally to season 1. Which then brings us to this past season, season 3. I waited until, the weekend was done so that you had time to watch all of the episodes. First episode, what if the Hulk fought the Mech Avengers? That is 100% like a Power Rangers, Godzilla, Kong type episode, and I absolutely loved that. Episode 2, I think, is probably one of my favorites from this season. What if Agatha went to Hollywood, in which Agatha is starring in a Hollywood film, but she's trying to take the energy from Tiamat inside of the Earth and basically using the powers of the Eternals, which she does bring Kingo in. She basically takes all of the Eternals' powers and then Tiamat's, and then fights Arishem in the sky, which, watching that episode definitely reminded me of how just great the scale is in Eternals. And Eternals, very underrated film. People slept on it and people hated it, but I absolutely love the Eternals films. It is basically Marvel mythology, and I absolutely love it. And they're bringing Tiamat back in Captain America 4, so I'm excited about that. Another standout episode, which I know people hated on probably, was what if Howard the Duck got hitched, which was a continuation of the What If Thor Was an Only Child episode from season 1, in which Darcy and Howard the Duck have a kid, and basically everyone in the Marvel multiverse, in their universe specifically, is trying to get this child. And I absolutely find that hysterical that episode released on Christmas Day. Because they're basically going after, this Messiah, this prophet Messiah, to try and use it for their own means. And I absolutely find that hysterical. And we will also end up seeing their kid later on in the series. And I absolutely had fun with that episode. That episode was just a bucket of fun with. I'm trying to think here. The Western episode, what if 1887? I can't remember the exact year, but it's a Western-centric episode with Shang-Chi and Kate Bishop. And that was really, really cool. Bringing back in and having it set in a Western. I'm a sucker for Westerns, so I absolutely loved that. Having Sonny Birch and the Hood, which we are going to see later on with Ironheart, having them be the primary villains, and then the Hood being revealed to be a certain someone. I don't want to spoil it. But having that reveal happen, I was like, oh, that's really clever. That's really good. Which, in even that, and then leading into, I think from the previous episode into that episode, we have that through line happen. So the previous episode was What If the Emergence had destroyed the world, in which Riri Williams is trying to save the planet to the best of the abilities by trying to defeat Mysterio. And in that episode, towards the end, the Watcher does intervene, which gets him noticed by a council of watchmen, one of which I think was named the Eminence, I think, which then leads into the Western episode, where the Watcher does just a touch more meddling, and then they immediately take him away. The 7th episode, which I cannot remember the name of, sees Captain Carter, Kahori, Birdie, which is Howard the Duck and Darcy's kid, all grown up, voiced by Natasha Lyonne, and Storm, wielding Mjolnir, and they actually did have the actress who played her in X-Men 97 and the original come in to voice her for these last 2 episodes, which that's really cool. They set off to try and fix things throughout the multiverse, and they have to team up with Infinity Ultron to try and save the Watcher. And that leads into the finale, What If, which I thought was a really cool wrap-up to the whole show, with the Watcher and his team fighting this council of Watchers. The fights are absolutely anime-inspired, and I guarantee you that a lot of people are going to be cosplaying the Watcher versions of Captain Carter, Kahori, Birdie, and Storm. You mark my words, those cosplays are going to happen. And it just sees the Council of Watchers, starting to rethink their ideologies of, watching and not intervening, and just now seeing things happen. And I do like the fact that Captain Carter is gone, because Haley Atwell is returning for Doomsday and Secret War, I think, for both of those. So hopefully we have this version of Captain Carter be in those movies. That would be really cool. But yeah, I had a absolutely fun time. I think season 3 is probably the best season in my eyes. A lot of different variety, a lot of different cool stories, a lot of really good visuals. The animations are absolutely awesome. And I think people are crapping on this way too much. I think that this show had done a lot to just show the fun side of Marvel, where it's we can just change this little detail and we can just see how this spirals. And I think that's what people lost when they started focusing, I think, more on the through line, which I love the through line of the whole series, but I also enjoy the little one-off episodes, like the Mech Avengers episode, or the Western episode in season 3, and then in season 2, the Die Hard episode, and then in season 1, all the other episodes that led into the finale. And so I think people are crapping on it way too much. I think What If deserves a lot more praise than I think people are giving it right now. But then again, that is just my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Okay, now I am for sure this is my last video of the year. So again, I'll catch you guys next time, and I'll see you in 2025.